A Hellas Verona vs Udinese prediction, team news, lineups preview. Two teams scrapping for Serie A survival meet at Stadio Bentegodi on Saturday evening, as Hellas Verona host fellow strugglers Udinese. While Hellas fought back to earn a precious point earlier this week, Udinese's most recent match was abandoned, leaving them with one game in hand on their relegation rivals. Match preview. After 18 minutes of Monday's visit to the Gewiss Stadium in Bergamo, it seemed that Verona were already destined for defeat, as they trailed by 2 goals and are not renowned for scoring many themselves. However, shortly after the halftime break, Hellas struck back through captain Darko Lizovic, before Dutch striker Tijani Noslin pulled them level against top 4 contenders Atlanta BC that ultimately proved enough to secure a 2-2 draw. The Gialloblu are still in desperate need of points once again, having only managed to escape relegation via a playoff last year. Marco Baroni's men sit just above the drop zone, with any 2 of 7 teams set to join Salernitana in being demoted to Serie B. As well as improving their away form of late, Verona have scored in each of their last 6 home matches, their longest such run since Igor Tudor was in charge just over 2 years ago, and they now return to the Bentegodi for a significant 6-pointer. Poised to host Fiorentina, Torino, and Inter Milan in their subsequent home fixtures. Baroni's boys will be doubly keen to defeat opponents sitting inside the bottom half of the table. They are locked on 28 points with Udinese, having played 1 game more. Saturday's visitors have that extra cushion in hand after last week's meeting with Roma was abandoned with the score tied at 1-1. As Evan Dicka dropped to the turf and had to be stretchered off due to chest pain. Both clubs agreed to stop proceedings deep into the second half, so the remainder of that game must be played before the end of the season. It was later announced that Ndicka had suffered a collapsed lung. The Bianconeri were previously on course for a shock win over Inter until they slipped to a 2-1 defeat in stoppage time, and having pushed 2 top sides all the way, confidence may be returning to the camp. Not only have Udinese have won 2 of their last 4 away matches, as many as in the previous 20, but those wins came against Lazio and Juventus, meaning a trip to the Bentegodi should hold few fears. Gabriele Ciaffi's side may average the lowest share of the ball in Serie A this season, 39%, but they have lost far fewer times than Verona, against whom they drew 3-3 in December's reverse fixture, one of several occasions they have failed to hold on for maximum points. Team news. While Verona boss Marco Baroni will have Serdar back at his disposal this weekend, after the Germany international served a 1-match ban against Atlanta, another first-choice midfielder may miss out due to injury. It remains to be seen whether Andre Duda will be past fit in time to join Serdar in the host's engine room, and Michael Folorencio could play a deeper role if required to cover. Only Juan Cruz is definitely unavailable, so Baroni should name a similar starting 11 to that which lined up at the Gewiss Stadium on Monday. Meanwhile, Udinese coach Gabriele Ciaffi's returns to his former club, having failed to make much of an impression during his brief stay in Verona last season, and is also set to keep any changes to a minimum. Florian Thauvin and Sandy Lovric recently joined Kaynan Davis, Enzo Abbas, and Gerard Deulofeu on the sidelines, but no new injury concerns have arisen since the Bianconeri's game against Roma. Therefore, captain Roberto Pereira should support top scorer Lorenzo Luca up front, aiming to increase his tally of 3 Serie A goals versus Verona. Hellas Verona possible starting lineup: Montipo, Sentens, Magnani, Davidovic, Cabal, Silva, Serdar, Noslin, Folorencio, Lizovic, Bonazzoli. Udinese possible starting lineup: Okoye, Christensen, Bijal, Perez, Ihizabu, Pyro, Wallace, Samardzik, Kamara, Pereira, Luca. We say, Hellas Verona 1-1 Udinese. As Verona have picked up points consistently since the start of March, they can frustrate their visitors, who let leads slip with alarming frequency. Udinese have dropped 22 points from winning positions this season and also let Roma back into last week's abandoned game in Udine. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.